Naser, can she do it again here? Paulino had not been beaten by Naser, had not been beaten for a couple of years in the 400 meters. Will she manage to turn things around here? Gabby Thomas was also ahead of her. Gabby now, as we know, moved down into the short sprints. Then we throw in some new challengers. Alexis Holmes has been here as a racer with Nakisha Price in there 5 and 4. So Alexis knows that in the middle lanes they've got a slight advantage over the challengers, particularly Amber Anning, who we're going to see in a second. There's Nakisha Price. Was only 8th in Kingston in that incredibly fast race, so she'll want to turn that around. So the world indoor champion from Great Britain, been based in the US for quite a few years now, good 200-meter runner as well. Was disqualified actually at the European Indoor Championships. A real shame that was for lane infringement. Then Stacey Ann Williams, she must look at the times and go, well, I'm pretty good. I've run 50 flat in my career, but that makes me the slowest in this field. Not by much. Then Whittaker on the inside. Actually ran an 800. I'm always curious about 400-meter runners at 2.2 this year.
Really? Okay. This is a walk in the park for her, yeah?
It's impressive. Yeah. Actually, Amber Anning's last race, 2.6 for an 800. What's going on?
You want that
400-meter runners, exactly. Yeah. Just testing them in early season.
Yeah.
This, though, about their main event, the 400 meters. We got Whittaker on the inside, then Williams, Amber Anning, the world indoor champion, in 3. Nakisha Price, Alexis Holmes, Paulino, the Olympic champion, in 6. Naser, Olympic silver medalist, winner in Kingston, and then Kendall, Ellis on the outside.
You know Naser's going to get out, but Paulino does have her in her sights just outside of her.
Set.
Safely away, everybody, round this first turn. Naser has started quickly. Paulino's going to try and hang on to her, and also gone out pretty quickly Alexis Holmes, as she likes to as well. Amber Anning in lane 3 got some room to make up. There's a big gap between Price and the athletes outside her, so Anning's going to have to check off that. Now look at this. Naser out there in lane 7 has gone through the first 200 meters incredibly quickly. Paulino hanging on. Holmes is right there. Amber Anning looks as though others are starting to chase her down. Whittaker has really come through in lane 1, and as that stagger starts to unfurl, we'll put her perhaps in 3rd. But it's Naser against Paulino. Paulino fighting, trying to get there. Has got the momentum. Here she comes. The Olympic champion is going to get the win this time. Paulino, 49.21. Holmes maybe hung on for 3rd place there. Very tired in the last 20 meters.
She had to
too
do
hard, too fast, what do you think? Very quick through that first 200.
Well, the thing is, she knows that Naser's a closer, so she knows that she's coming. And like I said, she had to come out here and establish herself. She put the finger up at the finish line just to let y'all know, look, don't forget, I'm still that girl. And you know what? I think it was important for her to maybe lose because she'd been winning so much. So Naser had to kind of dash that cold water in her face, be like, well, who are you? And she showed us who she is today.
Time? I mean, we've had such a day today. I mean, that was about a race, though, wasn't it? As you said.
You know, I'm just looking at the time right now as we're speaking because I was caught up in the race.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenal strategy. Just she stalked her around the first turn and just made sure she stayed close. She knew she could close on her edge. It was a fight in that finish line. 49.21. You break 50 point. It's respectable. We know what she can do. Like I said, she came to the home straight away, and you can see all that is a fight. And you can just see that, you know, Naser obviously broke down, and she could probably hear the footsteps. And athletes do have that feel for the athletes that are around them.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing for the world indoor champion. You can see that Amber Anning in lane 3.
Yeah, not the best finish for her, but lesson learned. And she lined up and... Okay, so I mentioned, you can just look at Paulino's face that she is fighting for this finish. You are not beating me today. Naser got really, really big with her arms, obviously getting very, very tired. But Paulino now knows that her speed is where it needs to be. She knows that she's going to have the strength. And she actually knows that Naser's not going to beat her in that 200. So going into that, she's got confidence to just win the whole thing and get herself a slam championship.
Yeah, just by contrast, at 200 meters, Naser was 3/10 ahead. And, you know, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but in it, you know, if it was a flat 200 meters, that's a long way.
It's a long way. Those tenths mean something.
Well, MJ. very happy spectator, and I'm sure very appreciative.
The women's 400-meter event at the second leg of the 2025 Grand Slam Track Tour in Miami unfolded as one of the most captivating spectacles of the year. The lineup was exceptional. Nearly every contender had dipped under the 50-second barrier, guaranteeing a race of world-class quality. From the very first strides, it was evident the contest would exceed expectations. At the heart of the drama stood Bahrain's Salwa Naser, the Olympic silver medalist who had recently lit up Kingston with a stunning 48.67-second performance. Opposing her once again was the Dominican Republic's Marileidy Paulino, a dominant force in the 400 meters who had never been defeated by Naser in a final and had no intention of surrendering that record. The field was further strengthened by the presence of American standouts Kendall, Ellis, and Alexis Holmes, as well as Britain's indoor world champion Amber Anning, collectively forming one of the most formidable assemblies seen in the Grand Slam series. From the gun, Naser attacked the race with characteristic aggression, blazing through the opening 200 meters at an extraordinary pace. Holmes ran a disciplined race from the middle lanes, while Anning worked hard to maintain proximity on the inside. But Paulino, calm and unhurried, refused to chase the early tempo. She maintained her steady cadence, saving her trademark surge for the decisive home straight, where her power and endurance often prove unmatched. As they rounded the final bend, Paulino began her calculated assault. Her stride grew stronger, her form sharper, and the gap between her and Naser narrowed with each step. In the final stretch, the Dominican unleashed her finishing drive, overtaking Naser in the dying meters to seize victory in 49.21 seconds, her best of the season. Naser followed with 49.33, while Holmes edged out the fading Cherokee Whitaker for third, 50.36 to 50.38. Paulino's would epitomize precision and self-belief. While others were drawn into Naser's frenetic opening, she executed her race plan flawlessly, relying on rhythm and timing. Her finishing power once again highlighted her supremacy over the distance and her unrivaled mastery of pacing strategy. Experts quickly hailed her composure as the mark of a true champion. Her serene confidence, combined with ruthless execution, makes her one of the toughest competitors in modern athletics. Crossing the line, she raised a single finger toward the sky, a subtle but unmistakable gesture signaling her continued rule over the one-lap event. Beyond the glory, Paulino also secured 12 crucial points in the Grand Slam standings, with Naser earning 8. The tour, conceived by Olympic icon Michael Johnson, aims to revolutionize the sport by rewarding consistency and financially empowering its elite performers, a reform long demanded in track and field. Paulino's latest triumph not only extends her winning streak, but solidifies her image as the defining figure of the women's 400 meters. As the Grand Slam Tour progresses, anticipation builds around whether anyone can disrupt her supremacy, or if Paulino will continue to set the gold standard for excellence in her event.